We made horse. It's in the game.
What is up, blockchain gang? Danny Draghi here to break down this new system of disenchanting. See what I did there? I had to spend about 1,200 gold in supplies and rare gear to make this guide, so I would appreciate it if you liked this video. But full disclosure, it was not entirely in the name of science, as I believed I could buy all of this cheap gear and resell it for a markup now that it's become more desirable. But that is going horribly, as nobody is buying this stuff, but apparently me, and I'm running out of money quickly, so maybe if I made a guide on how to exploit these new systems of progression to the fullest, people would buy my gear, which is why we are here today. And that brings us to the sponsor of today's guide, My Gear. Buy My Gear, now with a lifetime guarantee and 20% less price gouging. So hurry up and buy it now. It's genetically engineered to be more accepting of your mystic enhancement stones, and it has a fresh lavender scent. So buy it. It's not just for codexes anymore. Now that the bills have been paid, let us get down to business and take a look at the rewards. Call me a crazy goose, but I would think by dismantling items, one would expect to receive the actual items from whence it was created. That would be the ingredients or components used in crafting. But no, that is not how it works on the continent of MIR4. You're going to get some completely random bullshit you probably don't even need. Or you may discover something entirely new. Don't ask me to explain how it works. It's fucking magic, I guess. Just like we're all walking around in skin suits made out of dead dragons.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
On the surface, you would think that the better items you use, the better the rewards, but in reality, you simply get a better item pool, and there's no indication that the odds are better or worse to get the items you need. You just need to get a high enough stage so that it's possible to get the rewards you are seeking. Anything over that is probably going to be a waste. To make things worse, some levels' price tables are identical to the levels below or above it, and there is no probability chart published to give us the notion that a higher stage is more likely to get the item that you want. If anything, it's more likely to lower your probability, because if you want 1 out of 10 different items, it will be easier to obtain than if you wanted 1 out of 15 potential items, statistically speaking. If you wanted the new Pledge of Yearning for the Divine Dragon Descent pressure point system, it's available from the very first stage. Let me know if you want me to make a guide on this new system as well. You could also get an epic sphere, pet, treasure, or magic stone, but I imagine those odds are very low. Starting on stage 2, red septeria is added, along with rare dragon keys and mana beads. Dragon keys can replace rare dragon pieces when unlocking the pressure point system, while the mana beads can be disenchanted or used for NPC crafting. When disenchanting them, it has a similar value to using a piece of T1 gear. Stage 3 and 4 are very similar, adding a few participation trophies, but we finally see the new Dragon's Breath on stage 5, which is used to level up the Divine Dragon Artifacts Benediction, as is tradition. Once again, stage 6 is a copy of stage 5. We are not going to cover the rare and epics in this video, but their stages follow the same patterns as an uncommon. I will say here that it's much better if we could disenchant uncommon gear, as that is what seems to be pretty useless at this point in the game, yet dropping like crazy and filling up our inventories. So what does it take to reach each stage? I'm glad you asked, because I did some experimenting, and 3 T1 rare pieces of gear are needed to reach uncommon stage 1. You can also use a tier 2 piece and a tier 1 piece together, or a single tier 3 piece. Enhancements also play a role, so 9 levels of enhancement is like having an extra tier 1 piece. So a T1 with a +5 and a T1 with a +4 is the same as 3 naked T1s. At this point, I started thinking it was done by power, but by switching out different types of gear, I found out that they were the same regardless of the power they granted. Then I tried experimenting with enchanting, and no matter what grade of enchantment used, it didn't seem to add anything new to the outcome. In order to get to the second stage, you'll need a combination of 11 tiers or fewer with enhancements. This is where it gets weird, because a tier 2 is equal to 2 T1s, but a tier 3 is 4 T1s, and a tier 4 is 8 T1s. So make sure you're not overdoing it by using the tiers to add them up instead of their base components. My point here is that you could waste a ton of tiers and gear between stages, or just by being a few enhancements away from the next tier, saving you another piece of gear. I anticipate Dragonians are going to waste even more gear overshooting the stages and achieving stages they don't need to get to get the the items they want. This system is just wasteful in my opinion, as the only guarantees are the achievement rewards you get every 5 dismantles, which are a mana bead at level 1 and a mana bead in Pledge of Yearning at level 2. 2 T4s is a stage 2, but if one is enhanced, it will go to stage 3. But it takes 4 T3s and a T1 to get there, so that is only 17 tiers. I was able to do this with the naked T4 and a +6 T4, so that +6 on a T4 seems to be more impactful than a +6 on a lower tier, or the threshold is set to anything over 16 tiers but not equal to it. 3 T4s will get you to stage 4 if one is enhanced to +6. 4 T4s will get you to stage 5 as long as 3 of them are enhanced to +6. +5s might work here as well, but I didn't have enough on hand to be 100% sure. This seems to be the cheapest method to hit stage 5, but I couldn't get there with only 3 T4s and 2 T3s. I wasn't able to get above stage 5 without using epic gear, and I wouldn't use this system until my codex was complete, as that seems like a much better alternative when seeking to increase one's power. It may be a good idea to do 10 stage 1 dismantles in order to get the Pledge of Yearning that way, but I hope your luck was better than mine. The best way I found to remember it was with decimal places counting as enhancements and whole numbers as the amount of tiers needed, which puts stage 1 at 2.9, stage 2 at 11, stage 3 at 16.6, stage 4 is 24.6, and stage 5 is 32.18. So that's 32 tiers and 18 enhancements spread across them. Or maybe higher level enhancements are worth more than lower level enhancements, but I wasn't able to test that specifically. I had to leave something for you to do, right? Those are all the tips I have for this guide. Don't forget the most important thing to remember though is to buy the gear. Buy it now. Buy more than you need so you always have enough. It's better to buy my gear now and not need it than need it and not have it. So go ahead and buy my gear. I bet you forgot, didn't you? It's okay. There's still time to buy my gear.
Yeah, Mr. Laser.
Here it comes.
Here it comes.
You will be destroyed.
You're going
The
down.
explosion will be of extraordinary magnitude. Just hang on.
It takes a while.
Oh God, my back!